guys, and welcome back to Art a la Carte. In this video, I'm going to show you how to draw a mermaid. When I start drawing something, I reduce it down to the easiest form or shape possible. So that's what I'm going to do with my mermaid. I'm going to start off with the head first. I'm going to draw a circle for my head shape. And then I'm going to draw her backbone, which is, I'm going to start with the head, and I'm going to go right on down like that. Then I'm going to put in her shoulders, which I'm just going to represent with a line. I'm going to draw her chest, which I'm going to represent with a circle. I'm going to draw her torso, which I'm going to represent with an oval. I'm going to draw her hips, which I'm going to represent with another circle. And depending if your thing wants to focus, and depending on how shapely of your mermaid, you will increase or decrease any of these shapes that you want. Here I have a whole bunch of circles. Doesn't look like a mermaid yet. But I'm going to go back up to where my shoulders are, and I'm going to place 2 circles to help me know where my arms start. When I work with things that can bend and move and pivot, I usually put any kind of joint, that's the place that bends and pivots, I represent that with a circle. Any kind of bone, I use just a straight line. And so I'm going to put another joint here for a pivot on the elbow. And I'll put the forearm, and I'll put her hand, and I'll represent that with kind of an oval shape. This allows me as an artist to know that I can move these things. I can change them in all different types of directions. So I'm going to put this one down here like this. There's this. Now I can have this arm flowing off this way. I can have it coming up over her chest. I can have it hanging just straight down. I'm going to bring it over like this, out and towards in the front of her. And I'm going to bring her wrist up, and I'm going to point her hand so it's bent up a little bit. Now I don't put any joint pivoting in here because the backbone's really flexible. You can do a lot of little bends and twists on that. So this is just kind of a free-flowing line. And I'm going to bring this all the way down to where I want her tail fin to be, and I'm going to put just a small pivot there because I'll design the fin later. Now for the actual fin part, I'm going to start at the very edge of where her hip circles are, and I'm just going to flow a line down to the fin. So it's going to gradually get smaller in size as it goes. And then I'm going to go ahead and then finish up kind of fleshing out her body there. Just like so, and flesh out her arms just a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and go up to her neck and put her neck up here. Here I have her blocked out in the shape that I want her to be in. And now I can begin going in and adding in those specific details that I want. So let's first work on the head. So for the head, I'm going to go ahead and determine where she's looking. And I want her to be looking up in this direction. So I'm going to put her eye line right there. And this is the line in between that runs down between her nose. So her eyes on this side and on this side. This is what I call Xing my face. Then I can begin kind of making the curvature towards the face. Okay, so she's going to be kind of swimming along and looking up towards the surface a little bit. So now I can begin to go in and build in her features. And I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on this video going step-by-step instruction on how to do this. I do have some videos on drawing people, so you can check those out, or if you specifically want to see a video on drawing a 3/4 head or anything like that, just leave that in the comment box below and I can work on a video like that for you. Okay, and then you have to decide on ears, and of course she's a mermaid, so you don't have to have human ears. In fact, I'm going to give her some really cool kind of finned ears. So I'm going to have it come out. That'll just give her a little bit more aquatic feel to her, but you can do whatever you want to with your mermaid. And then I'm going to go ahead and give her hair. And with her hair, you really can go wild because of the current and the motion and the weightlessness in water. You can really have a lot of fun playing around with the direction and the flow of the hair. So I'm just going to map it out in a shape here. having it kind of boosh up in the front kind of adds to the appearance of weightlessness in water and the flow and the current. Alright, so then once you have it kind of drawn out, the shape that you want, I would go and pause on that and start working a little bit more on the body before you get into a lot of the detail with the hair. So let's kind of finish out the body a little bit more. To quote my dear friend Scuttle the Seagull, does she have new seashells? So there we go. You just do a quick little design there of kind of what you want her top to look like. And I'm going to go ahead and finish out her hands. And I do actually have a video on how to draw hands, so you can definitely check that out. So there's lots of really fun things you could have with her tail. You could have the typical 2-fin split. You could do a whale tail. You could do a goldfish tail. I'm actually going to have the 1-fin, which is an interesting technique. Just going to have it come down to this one and just have some really nice ruffling going on there. Kind of more coming out to an eel tail. Add some more ornament things. I'm going to have kind of some spikes coming out of the side there. Because these are imaginary creatures, you can just design them however you want them to. And I encourage you to try something different. Don't just go for the norm. Alright, so at this point we have our mermaid all blocked in. The only thing I have to finish up is how I want to transition from the tail into the human herself. You could add the traditional Disney fin wraparound. There's lots of different things you could do. I'm going to follow mermaid lore and give her her belt. In a lot of fisherman tales, a mermaid would have a gilded belt. And if a fisherman could ever get a hold of the gilded belt, then the mermaid would forever be human, and then he could marry her and all would be happy. Unless she ever found her belt, then she could go back to the sea. I don't know, it's a tragic story, but I'm going for the tragic gilded belt. Just like so, and maybe add some little shell ornaments on it. Starfish, don't leave home without it. So now is going through and just tightening up your details. I'm going to work on my hair and get my hair all tightened up in there. I'm going to erase the lines I don't need anymore, and then finish up with inking it in. After you finish cleaning her up and inking her in, you have a completed mermaid. Now it's time to add some color. I hope you enjoyed watching me create a mermaid, and I hope you create your own. I would love to see them, so please post pictures of your mermaids on my Facebook page. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it with your mermaid friend. If you'd like to find out more about me and my art, please check out my secondary channel up in the attic. I will leave a link to that channel in the description box below. So until next time, God bless you guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.